Hi all, it's Vanessa Love and this is my channel about the mental health field and related topics. Actually, this is completely unrelated and I figure I'd just do it just to I guess talk about things. So it's a very unpopular opinion. I think that there is bad art. I think that there is art that people put very little effort into and really want a lot back for it. And it has been one of those things in my life where like people, when I start saying things like this, people are like, but they gave their best effort. And I'm like, well, either they gave their best effort and it wasn't good enough, or they didn't give any effort. So let's, like I after being an artist for this long, like, and in case you didn't know, I am an art therapist. This is never something that comes up in art therapy because like art therapy is expression. It's completely something that is not very sellable, and it shouldn't be. Like, kind of switching over to the mindset of like having something that you can express yourself and be sold is just like it's really it impacts what you would be doing. So like this is like art therapy is very separate from this opinion. Like I never tell my clients, oh, you didn't try hard enough there. But there is art that's just shit, and like it's funny to me every time I'm like critiquing something that people are like, but they tried their hardest, and I'm like, I don't know if you can really say that. So one of the worst pieces of artwork I've ever seen in my goddamn fucking life was at this very fancy restaurant, and it was in the bathroom. And what they did, oh, it was so bad. What they did was they grabbed a canvas and they got a fake flower and they put a fake flower on the canvas and then they put it up in the bathroom. It was disgusting. I hated it. It was so like it's so gross. It's just so low effort that it was like, wow, okay. And there was nothing done to that flower. It was not painted. It was not like cut and put into like a beautiful little array. No, it was a flower, stem and all, long stem and all, just on there, just glued. That's it. That was the whole piece. That was the whole piece. Someone did that and put it up in a bathroom in a nice place. There's so many local artists who would love the opportunity. You had to go with this crap. There was a time, oh my god, it was so funny because people think that it's like an insult to me, and I'm like, I'm not insulted by this. Go love bad art. So there was this person, I think they were a student, and they did do some things right. Like they didn't like charge a lot for their artwork, that's great. But it was low effort. It was almost like I almost wanted to tell my friends, like, you could just do it. Just go and buy shit, like paints, the $5 paints, get your $5, paintbrushes and paint this shit and like you'll be done, right? And that's basically how what I interpreted this person's artwork to be. It was like, oh, I have empty, pill containers. I'm gonna put a flower on there. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that, the loading technique is widely available. You really could get the paint yourself and just slap that on there and have a design on it to make you feel better about taking your pills or whatever, and so that it was like that. And I think it was even like birth control where like there was just it's always flowers. I don't know why it's always flowers, but like I think that they took the top. I think they took the flower, cut the stem off, and just pasted it on there. And some people were like, oh my god, that's amazing, and I love it, and like it would make me feel so much better about taking my pills. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Like go what works for you. I don't like this. They also said something like, you're a stir-fry girl or something like that. I don't even know what that means. Like, usually you can kind of get in context, like, what it means to be a stir-fry girl or a stir-fry bitch or whatever. And, like, what does that entirely mean? Is that a good thing? And, like, just have, like, a pile of rice on there? It was weird. And so I was like, look at this bullshit. And it was in a bad art group, and everyone got so mad that they were like, I can't believe that you're trying to shame this person. We're going to buy their artwork. And I'm like, go buy their artwork. I'm not the one that has to deal with their stupid piece of artwork in my house for the rest of my fucking life. Like, go buy whatever being a wonton girl is. I don't, like, is that a good thing? I don't, like, what is that? What is that? Like, it was so fucking weird. I guess it was so weird that it really spoke to people, and I was like, that's great. That artist, of course, was like, thanks for the person who tried to shame me and ended up giving me so much business. And I'm like, that's great. I am so glad that people don't mind having your artwork up. Like, that's wonderful. And, like, it was very affordable. So, like, great for you. Yay. Like, maybe now you'll buy some, like, better art supplies or something. I also had a client, they asked for a critique. I want to make that clear. They asked for a critique, but they did not put a lot of effort into their artwork. And it was very obvious that they did not put a lot of effort into their artwork. And I was like, you have to put more layers on that. Because, like, there is such a thing as being too flat. There is such a thing as, like, you really, like, you lay down artwork, like, you lay down paint. You, like, get the depth of different things. Like, and I love painting. I love putting down art, or putting down art too, but like putting down paint and like really messing with it and doing things that I never thought that I really could achieve, like especially like drawing is like just I'm terrible at it, and so I'm like, if you see my art, if you see my sketches, you know how bad it is, right? Like, you can see how bad it is. It's terrible. Like, I don't understand how anyone like wants any of that. But like, it's very interesting when people are like, oh, but you don't know. I'm like, there is such low effort. And like, I mean, for me, it's also the paint nights. Like, okay, you spent 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours on a piece. Like, a piece like that for me is going to take way longer, because like I'm going to want to put more paint down, and I'm going to want to add dimension, and I'm not going to want to have it flat, and I'm not going to want to try like tips and tricks to like make it look, you know, make my trees look better. Like, your trees still look like you just dab some paint on there. Like, I buy these paintings and then like I actually work with them. I don't know if you've seen some of the other ones that I've had in my office, but there was definitely one that I got from the thrift store for like $10 and just like edited a whole lot of other things in there so that it actually looked like a nice piece of artwork instead of the typical cherry blossom, that was like, it was again very flat. There's no dimension. There's nothing else going on in that piece that was like, this is dynamic. It was like, you did this at one of those paint nights, which is fine. Like, this is a great place to start, but like also go farther than that. Add to your work. And I think that there is there's low effort poems. I could tell you oh my god, I could tell you a low effort poem from like a mile away. I'm like, oh god, okay, so this I also feel like it's a cash grab at that point, where it's just like, oh, okay, so you kind of did that and it just kind of develops, and like, I mean, I think I bought one, and I really liked the artist otherwise, but like the poems were just kind of flat, and not that I really want to knock anyone, but like, I particularly feel this way, oh my god, people are gonna hate this, about the popular queer poems, because they really are like, I saw a feather in the wind and it floated away, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay, sure, I'm sure that was deep for you. Could you go a little farther than that? Because that just seems kind of like you were reaching. Like, it doesn't seem like you even really cared or wanted to give something into it that was more than just that, yeah, it's bad. Like, there's bad art out there, and it's okay. It can be improved. Maybe there's some people who can definitely improve, on some of that stuff. Or maybe the next book will be better. There was someone, they were selling handmade dolls. Handmade dolls are great. I sew, I make dolls, with my clients. It's not something for them to sell, but you know, maybe I know with one of my clients it was kind of this like idea of like learning the skill so that eventually it could become something more. And I think that's great. I hope that they have the best time with that. So, with that, dolls are kind of easy to make. Like you could go very low budget on it. Like you could do just a doll outline, stuff it, and that's it, you know, and it probably would take like 15-30 minutes depending on how fast you sew and how fast you can cut that out, you know. And like if you want to go a little bit more in depth, you can do one that's like has a little bit more to it, and it would be like maybe an hour. And this person, let's say that they were like good vibes dolls. That's what they were like, you know, like having these dolls around will give you good vibes. I thought of only good things while I was making it, so like now they're just good vibes. They were like close to $200, which I'm like, okay, I've never had an American Girl doll, but I'm pretty sure you could like buy an American Girl doll with clothes and a background story for less than that. I don't know if you really need the good vibes, you know, with it. Maybe you feel that you do. But like, you know, maybe it would be better if it was a little bit less. Again, like, I feel like some of this stuff is a cash grab, you know, where it's like, I said a thing, so you should respect that. Or maybe it's something like, I don't even think that this person was like a healer, a medicine person, a shaman, anything that was like, would make this like a, oh my God, I need that type of thing. It was just like, oh, this is what I thought and this is what I'm doing. And yeah, like it's like, that's good, but also like, maybe like what are you doing that makes it that much? Like, what are you, like, other than the good vibes, like, is there something more I should know about here? And yeah, I mean, like, that kind of pisses me off, because it's just like, wow, okay, I mean, I could spend an hour doing those too, and probably sell them for way less, and not maybe I could have just be like, I gave it some therapeutic energy. I wouldn't do that, but like, you know, it is kind of, there are some things that just kind of roll around in there that is just, it's funny, where it's like, well, I gave it healing energy, you know, it came from my office. You know, that type of stuff, which, I don't know, there is something funny about that. Anyway, hopefully you're not offended, and you know what, hey, if you are, good for you, because like, I really want you to think about like how much you probably joined this and was like, I don't know if I really have any opinions about art. Oh no, I have opinions about art now. You know, I think that's great. I think it's wonderful to like, you know, talk about it, and to just like, there is bad art, and like, it's not everyone's bad art. My art is particularly terrible, so like, I don't take. So if you're like, I found your art, like, okay, it's pretty bad, isn't it? No one's buying that shit. So like, it's fine with me if like my art style is not your art style. And if like the things you like aren't the same, it's just an opinion. And I know that it's an unpopular one at that. So like, hopefully this helps you along your way, and I hope you have a great day. All right, bye.